into the LPL, but then was shifted back down into LSPL rosters kind of the last second, so he didn't get to play on the stage. Finally gets his shot in the LPL, and the meta just isn't his friend right now.
Not agreeing with him. Hopefully he'll get a chance to show that he can learn it and keep up with pace, as we have now entered pick and ban. EDG ban away Alistar from Heart. They don't want Rise on the board as well. They know the importance of Long in the top lane. And Deft Sivir being stricken from the board, as leaving that as the first pick is just asking for trouble.
You know, I always like it when teams ban Sivir. EDG was one of the first teams to start banning Sivir, recognizing the power of that champion and how potent she is in the LPL.
Yeah, that's going to be a Thresh ban for Mako. Annie is still on the board, and you can see Unlimited Potential's coach and translator talking throughout all their teams as they try to figure out what's the best way to deal with EDG. How do we shut them down the most? LeBlanc, interestingly enough, being taken away from Punish.
And this is just... This is the problem when facing EDG, right? I guess the uphill struggle is that there's so many priority picks. You already brought it up. The Annie, the Jinx, the Lee Sin, if you want to go that direction. They can play everything. There's too many carries on that team that you just can't ban them out. So draft phase can get very scary across from EDG.
Yeah, and that's the Rek'Sai being taken away. Amazing J instantly hovers Echo. It wouldn't surprise me to see him take Echo in the top lane, but recognizing the importance of his team before him, looks at the Kalista, and locks it in for Deft.
Kalista?
Kalista.
Okay, so Deft isn't...
Kadefta.
Wow. Yeah, pretty much. Deft is not a Kalista player. He has played it. He looked great on it at MSI, but he actually said himself in an interview, it took me a long time to get used to Kalista. She's not a champion that comes naturally to me. She's not a playstyle that I particularly enjoy playing. He started to ramp up more on it. Kalista is a big power pick for LPL. She's typically banned, so when people do get their hands on her, they always perform. Again, this is the region of the AD carries, so we will be seeing him take that. But since Thresh is banned away, which is typically the go-to champion alongside Kalista, will we see an Annie?
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on what Mako decides to pick up. Looks like Unlimited Potential. They decide to fill out the Echo role, and Long is like, you know what? You know who's strong? Hecarim's strong. I'm strong on Hecarim.
Please play Ashe. Okay, let's talk. Sorry, I saw it.
Minor prayer.
Ashe is my favorite champion. No, okay, so we have the Echo picked up. We don't know. It could be a jungle Echo. It could be a mid lane Echo. Obviously, it's not going to be a top, although that could be a jungle Hecarim. I don't know. We're in LPL.
We've seen crazier things.
I've seen plenty of things.
Like the Quinn. Ooh.
Nasus. What was it? It was Nasus Urgot bot lane. I'll never forget. World Elite Academy. I'll remember you.
Sketch looking at Urgot.
Mercy. On the other side, though, it is going to be that Annie lock-in. So we had the question, if Thresh isn't available, will Mako go back to the Annie? We talked about power picks. He is 17-1 on Annie.
Yeah, unfortunate that it's not a 17-0, but looking to turn it to 18-1 as that Annie and Gragas are locked in. On the other side, there's the Nautilus Urgot.
I have some problems with Urgot. Have you heard this speech yet?
I have not.
Okay, so this is my thing with Urgot. He's technically an anti-carry.
Yes.
And he works really well. People like to pick him into Kalista as a counter just because her passive will really mean nothing for her if he locks onto her. Likewise with his Swippy Swappy. He can lock onto her as well with the suppression, put her into the enemy team. So it's basically a counter to Kalista's mobility. The problem is he doesn't do a lot of damage. You want to talk about literally low damage champions. He takes time to ramp up into his itemization where he gets his tier for his Muramana and he's able to spam out and be that lane bully. He doesn't get that right off the bat. And you kind of have to pick up a triple threat composition just to compensate because late game after his mid game power spike on the Brutalizer and Muramana, he's not going to be doing much for the team.
Yeah, and that's something we actually see from Unlimited Potential right now. They've got Hecarim already locked in. Echo is going to be the next threat. And lastly, the more utility-oriented, oh no, swaps it over for Victor at the very end. But that's a Fizz and a Twisted Fate locked in for EDG.
Poor Pawn. He always wants to play Fizz, but he never gets to.
Oh boy, yeah, it's going to be Amazing J looking at Fizz in the top lane, with Pawn looking at it in the bottom, whereas he's going to be up against Punished on Victor. So very strong team compositions out of both of these two.
Yeah, and I like the fact that in Unlimited Potential it is going to be that jungle Echo, picking up the appropriate number of damage threats to kind of compensate for the drop-off that Urgot will find in that late game. We'll see if the hard CC will be enough because, again, Kalista hasn't been Def's favorite champion, but he still looks awesome on it.
Very good. You've got Nautilus to deal with it. You've got Urgot, even a Victor for the suppression field. And here we go running through the rosters. That's going to be a very scary top lane. Long, the primary hope for unlimited potential. He's going to be up against Amazing J's Fizz, and that's no easy battle.
It is going to be a Cinderhulk Fizz. That was Gragas versus Echo in the jungle for Clear Love and Amy. Here we have Pawn versus Punished, Victor versus TF.
Yeah, Deft thinking about that Kalista. He's going to be up against Skatch on that.
I think he thought about it.
He's thinking about it. He's currently thinking about it. And Mako's like, I need to adjust my glasses so I can better stun you.
I love the anime poses.
Yes.
Crystal has a good one, too, where he's like touching his head.
Yeah. We like to think that his brain is leaking out, so he's got to hold his head up there.
That got morbid
his
really
hand
quick.
up there. Yeah, well, next time you see Crystal, just keep an eye out for it. But we are loading onto the Rift right now. This is going to be Edward Gaming versus Unlimited Potential. We're getting ready for this game in just a second, but what can we hope to expect from these teams?
An explosive match because Pawn and Amazing J are on the Rift.
Yeah, and we are now loading onto the Rift right now. And we have loaded on. It's Edward Gaming versus Unlimited Potential in double 5-man group from both of the teams all the way across the sky. Oh, the ward spots him out, though.
I believe in the gold card.
Yes, we'll definitely have to see if the gold card pays off. EDG get a forward ward, but Unlimited Potential are just a step ahead. And that was actually really clever from Amy because he decided to go around for that early ward. All of EDG were spotted here. They are going to clear out that trinket, however.
So all of the aggression paused right there. The question I had is if we're going to see a lane swap. Now, again, Urgot was picked up as a direct counter to Kalista, but he needs ramp time before he can become that lane bully and really start being a problem for her. So sometimes we'll see where Urgot will get swapped up in the top lane, get his itemization so he can start spamming his abilities, typically through that tier, and then swap back up into the matchup.
Yeah, and we can already see that he's looking to be aggressive from his early build, the longsword and sustain.
Oh, look, he's playing.
Oh, that's very interesting.
It's like I predicted it or something.
It's almost as if they want to keep their duo alive.
The interesting thing about going for the longsword, obviously, it's going to help him quickly get into his core build. But he gets pushed on really easily because he doesn't have a lot of options for clearing waves effectively. And instead of going like a Doran's into a health pot, this allows him to pick up the mana pot, which is pretty key so he can spam his abilities and, again, help him if he does get pushed into a tower.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that as the lane swap comes across. Deft shows on the bottom. Mako looking for a bit of an invade. He does see Long at the Direwolf camp who smited that, so you've got the Wolf Spirit spotting Mako and just following him through his lovely stroll through the jungle. Clear Love with the invade looks to steal it, but vertical jungling answered by Unlimited Potential.
Yeah, great response from Yuki right there to make sure that, hey, Mako's invading our jungle. We have the numbers discrepancy on the top side of the map. Excuse me, numbers advantage on the top side of the map.
That's the one.
Quickly walk over and trade blue buffs.
Yeah, so that's going to be Clear Love starting off with the blue. Now the Direwolf camp was already cleared, so it is even so far, nothing exciting.
Actually, there's a big difference because Amazing J isn't double jungling with Clear Love. And it doesn't look like much, 1 CS to 7, but majority of those creeps are actually from jungle camps. Yeah. And that's actually a huge difference in gold, and more importantly, experience, although Amazing J is level 2 and he's level 2. It'll pay off, I believe.
We'll see. We'll see. Punish does get level 3 as Pawn continues to shove him under the turret. And with Amazing J actually in the top lane, he should be able to catch some more of the CS. Long heading up there. Let's see if he does take a detour to the Krugs. Yeah, he decides to go for the Krugs, try to get that level 3 as quickly as he can while Amy clears away the Scuttle Crab, and Unlimited Potential are just playing as much as they can to the strong side of the map.
Amazing J has to be very careful. Yeah, he's going to start rotating around and looking for a tower dive. Now, Mako hasn't started his back, so Amazing J is going to get 0 support from the support walking up, which is why he wards his flank right there.
Yeah, and with this, he's going to retreat into his own jungle, but the Wolf Spirit spots him out. Amazing J isn't getting anything, and Amy is even walking nice and deep to make sure that nothing can be taken, not even that Wolf camp, Direwolf camp as it respawns. EDG do set up a bit of a shove on the bottom. You can see Deft pushing the wave as hard as he can. Looks like they want to take this tier 1.
And this is really the trade. So Unlimited Potential are prioritizing the denial on Amazing J, which is fairly smart, especially on that Cinderhulk Fizz, and it is Amazing J, so slowing down his great lane presence, as well as helping Urgot kind of get into his comfort zone. but in return, they're sacrificing the first tower.
We'll have to see if Unlimited Potential are able to make the best of this, as Sketch has that freeze in the top lane to make sure that he doesn't miss a single minion and can effectively try to make more gold happen off of this. Deft with the recall doesn't opt for a pickaxe, instead goes for a Vamp Scepter. So it looks like he's accepting this 2v2 now. He's not going to try hard shoving.
And the thing about it is, of course, he's not going to itemize into an Infinity Edge. He's going to go for that Bloodthirster build on Callista, so not taking the I want to say Cassiopeia, and I don't know why. I just got it out of my system.
He's not taking the Cassiopeia?
And not taking the Cassiopeia. You just like Cassiopeia. No Cassiopeia. Bloodthirster, Callista.
That's what it is. And with that, they're going to head up into the top lane. Clearlove and Mako opting for a bit of escort. We could potentially see a dive, as Clearlove does have the Raptor buff to clear out any forward wards, and with deep warding now in the jungle, they're going to spot anyone who tries to head up there.
And we talked about how this is kind of the new trend, even though a tower dive is sitting up.
It could be. There are no cannon minions there. Sketch just trading it away with deft wards. Spot Heart out as he heads on up there. And even Amy's on that side of the map. So I believe Sketch should be fine, just considering that it's fairly even in overall numbers. And Deft is at low health. So
especially because Echo left the mid lane right there. So that was really well timed by Unlimited Potential to make sure that Heart was on his way to stop any shenanigans in the top lane. But what I was talking about before the dive was being set up is the fact that, again, we talked about this beforehand. Your AD carry takes the tower as quickly as possible. You immediately recall them, send them up into another lane, force them to push down another tower. And what's really important about this is it opens up a free farm lane for Amazing J to finally start getting his 1v1, his experience, and his gold.
Yeah, and that's what we see happening right now. Amazing J looking to trade just a bit with Long, as he's just getting some really effective damage.
Just
without a
bit.
Turret. Yeah. Without a turret, Long has got to back away, even throwing down the devastating charge to run very far away, in fact. He's going to let this lane freeze up a bit for Amazing J before catching it before it hits that tier 2. And
the CS discrepancy that Long had built up because he was able to double jungle more effectively has now completely disappeared as Amazing J forced him off that wave.
It's a pretty big wave, though, so Long should be able to catch that and formulate some sort of advantage.
You think
back.
Amazing J is going to back off over and over extension on a wave? You think he's going to...
That's an excellent point. Yeah, he's shoving pretty far forward right there, and he doesn't care at all. Seeing wards, spotting Amy out on the other side of the map, knowing that Victor is occupied in the mid lane, he's going to continue putting pressure on the Long well past what is a typical safe line, but seems like he's going to be able to get away with it just fine. Yeah, Long finally is able to catch this wave.
He backed off.
Yeah.
You won. I do want to talk about Amy. We talked about how Amy hasn't been transitioning into the Cinderhulk meta very well, hasn't really found his big pick. Echo, the newest champion. We've seen him a couple times.
Oh, bit of a dive coming on as Pawn does use the Gate Destiny to catch up to Amy. He doesn't have Flash, but Pawn sure does. A great dash brings him under the turret. Pawn's got to be careful here. And he still is able to get out just fine. The remaining rotation from EDG, steal away that red buff and get that first blood.
A beautiful Destiny from Pawn, and it was really unfortunately timed because I was just about to give Amy a bone, and Pawn's like, nope.
Snagged it away like a hungry dog, but it's first blood and the first turret secured for EDG. Clearlove taking some punishment from Punished, but he does secure the Raptor camp. Punished doesn't quite seem like he wants to go hard on Clearlove. And
he wouldn't go hard. He's chasing that guy. He's like,
yeah. Gragas panting as he runs under the turret. Doesn't quite make it in time. Long now breaks his freeze, now up 20 CS over Amazing J, who catches it and freezes it right on back. So the trading freezes in the bottom, while Pawn and Clearlove, the dynamic duo, roam around in the mid lane. But here's Unlimited Potential making a play, as you've got Amy, Sketch, and Heart looking for the invade.
A good attempt. Unfortunately, they were just a little bit slow on the timer right there. Could have meant big. So again, trying to organize and orchestrate these plays, but just slight mistiming on the window.
Yeah, and you can take a look right now. We're starting to see a bit of a discrepancy open up between EDG and Unlimited Potential. EDG keeping it fairly even. They do have about 1,000 gold from that first turret taken and from that first blood, but so far things have been relatively calm and patient. And this is actually a little bit different from what we expected with Amazing J and Pawn on the lineup.
You want me to make some predictions?
I do.
As soon as that Destiny is back up, Pawn's either going to die or he's going to kill someone.
Like as soon? What's the timing frame?
As soon as the Destiny is up, Pawn will use the cooldown.
Okay. I'll give you a 15-second leeway from the time that it comes back up.
Because we make the statement that, you know, and it feels fairly calm because it has been a lane swap of trying to avoid these power points. But if you think the kill pressure and when the kill opportunity was available for EDG, they immediately took it. They looked for a tower dive top. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for Unlimited Potential, played very well by Heart to find their correct recall and make sure that he was in position so they couldn't look for the dive. But it was an option that they wanted. The fact that Amazing J is so far forward in his lane, forcing long off of the wave. The fact that as soon as the Destiny was available, Pon's like, time to murder Amy.
We'll have to see if it pays off, as it is getting relatively close to that cooldown. He's clearing out a pink ward right now and could be looking for long on the bottom. But there's the recall. Should be looking for that Athens Unholy Grail as he completes it. Help get that early item spike. Yep, there's the boots in Athens. And you know what Athens does really well? Replenishes your mana when you get a kill. Interesting how I'm seeing these thematic progressions agree with each other. But yeah, we're 10.5 minutes into the game. EDG about 1,000 gold up. Destiny Gate combo off of cooldown.
I believe, Pon.
Should I be counting Mississippi's right now?
I believe.
Over-aggresses forward a bit to try to see if he can find
He's
Punish.
looking for the yellow card.
Yeah, he really is.
It's like he wants to murder someone.
Yeah, he's got no backup right now. You've got a 3-man gank being set up in the top as Clear Love trying to get forward. This wave is slowly being pushed out, but Sketch isn't taking any chances.
Really prioritizing this tower. Obviously, Clear Love winning the wings. We have the Callisto ultimate as well as the Annie ultimate available. So you have the big wombo combo, and there goes Pon. Yeah, he's rotating top.
The dive is being set up. He even is going to sweep a ward to make sure he's not spotted out, but realizes he's covered by a pink in that bush. Here's Amy and Punished. He actually staggers it out a bit, blows the ghost to get out of there just fine, but there's a big minion wave in the top. They could be looking for the dive. The stun finds Heart. He's stunned under the turret. No, teleport. It's Deft who gets pulled back in. Double teleport. The snare continues to keep them locked down. It's now 5 members of EDG. They pick up the first kill as Amazing J has joined it. Amy tries to get into the back lines, but he's not as successful as Long, who onslaughts right on in. Clear Love goes down, and Unlimited Potential are chasing them away. They do so much damage as the 5v5 pays off in EDG's favor, and another kill for Punished.
Beautifully played right there. Excellent teleports from both top laners. Unfortunately for EDG, Unlimited Potential had the initial tower advantage as well as the Callisto ultimate, and I believe the Annie ultimate was also burned before the big 5v5 really happened in that short 3v2 situation underneath the tower. So great counterplay from Unlimited Potential.
Yeah, very solid counter. Is going to even it up in gold. It's 17.4 to 17.4. And 12.5 minutes in, down a turret, that's probably going to be in favor of Unlimited Potential as they're starting to look to break some of those item breakpoints. The Manamune now picked up by Sketch and Punished going for his next upgrade.
Do I keep calling it the Muramana?
Manamune?
I played a lot of Final Fantasy VII, and if you recognize that, it's because Sephiroth's sword is called the Muramana.
Yeah,
here we go, we got the replay. The Victor ultimate is just massive here. It's doing so much damage. Unfortunately, Pon, he's going to succeed in elongated fights where he gets to get multiple rotations through his gold cards, but Punished on this Victor, it's just a big power point for him, able to just immediately burst and rip through so many people. Yeah,
really great play coming out of this. Looks like Unlimited Potential are going to be the ones to take the initiative now as they prepare to set up for a dive bottom. Amy looking for Clear Love, and that's going to be Amazing J down there as well. He doesn't have Flash, he doesn't have his ultimate, so this could be a scary situation as 3 members are collapsed under the turret. He's down at half health, and we'll find out what happens.
I'm
hopefully
so
very
excited.
quickly. Yeah, we're all at the edge of our seat, and this is actually really interesting. Unlimited Potential are taking the initiative after this.
The thing that Unlimited Potential are doing really well is they're reacting fantastically to EDG's aggressive forward movements in positioning to make sure that they're counteracting possible ganks, like when Clear Love was looking for the dive top, you know, sending Heart there, making sure that the teleports are really well timed, trying to set up blue buff steals and things like that. They've been in great positions to make sure that EDG just can't roll them over.
Yeah, and they do manage to get the kill on Amazing J, but they're trading off a lot of damage on that top tier 2, and they lose their mid tier 1. So all in all, it's 3 turrets for EDG, and they're going to end up coming out on top, picking up the top tier 1 as well. So EDG, despite being aggressed upon by Unlimited Potential, are still getting the better of the situation for now.
Losing 3 towers is pretty unfortunate, though.
Yeah, from what I hear.
Yeah, and it has opened up the goal discrepancy between 1.5k to 2k. See how these teams will now rotate towards Dragon. Again, Amy has an atrocious control over the first Dragon, the lowest of any LPL team. Unlimited Potential have a 37% chance of getting that first Dragon.
Yeah, he's been doing a pretty solid job on Echo so far. You can see he's 0-1-4 currently on this champion. He's going to hand the blue buff over to Punished here, but he does have that Sight Stone second, and you can see he's prioritizing a lot of control over the river and has a lot of deep wards in EDG's red side jungle. So he is aware of the importance and potential of that Dragon being a high-value objective, especially now that it looks like Unlimited Potential are going to rotate that duo down to the bottom, especially after they see Amy show himself in the top.
Well, the stat is really just reflective of the fact that Amy hasn't found, again, his comfort in the Cinderhulk meta. So as we shift on to 5.10, and this is kind of the point that I wanted to touch before Pawn decided to murder him in the jungle, is that with the opening of Echo and seeing Echo in the jungle, this could possibly be the window of opportunity that Amy needs to get his foot back into the league. This could be the champion, the answer for him. Has a great performance so far in Echo. We'll see if it can stick.
Yeah, a lot of great plays coming out of Unlimited Potential as they are currently up in kills, though down in turrets and thus down in gold. Does look like Unlimited Potential do set up a 5-man here. No teleport for Amazing J means they've got a serious numbers advantage. There is a directional ping coming out for that top tier 2. Yes, they are going to lose the Dragon, but how does EDG respond?
They got the first Dragon!
Yeah, Unlimited Potential. Looking to buff some of those stats that were looking a bit weaker earlier, though a lot of pings are going down onto that top tier 2.
Trading the first Dragon for a second tier tower, if Unlimited Potential cannot get in position quick enough for this, is not a worth trade at all. That said, I'm still proud. You got the first Dragon, guys.
Statistics buffs greater than actually winning the game confirmed.
Yep.
Yeah, the top tier 2 goes down. EDG now up 4 towers to 1, and Unlimited Potential, despite being ahead in kills and ahead in dragons, are definitely down in gold, and EDG are still in charge of this game.
This is what OMG has popularized, and this is what EDG have popularized. You move your AD carry around, you take free towers because you get the global gold, because again, Dragon doesn't give you global gold anymore. It's only through the structures. So by taking these structures, you give it across to your entire team, you help ramp very quickly into mid-game, and just start running away with things.
We can see EDG trying to run away with the game, though. Ghost has now come up off of cooldown for Pawn, so he could be looking for some more action, though Unlimited Potential have got 3 members in the mid lane, and with Hecarim up top, looks like there isn't going to be anything too explosive for a while. Directional ping for EDG looks to invade the blue, and let's take a look at the wards right now. EDG have got complete vision over this mid lane. They know that Pawn isn't going to be caught out here, though he just might walk to the one place that isn't warded. Oh, it's actually Mako who's caught out here. Great Fate's Call pulls him out of the Chaos Storm.
So much used on the support, though. Those were huge cooldowns, and here comes the engage.
EDG decided to turn it into a fight. AoE being tossed out left and right. Amy gets into the back line and then gets pulled away once again with a great chrono break and gets in back up to full health. And this is actually a 4 versus 5 right now, but EDG, they lose Mako and they back away.
And that was really on the fault of Clearlove, completely out of position for that team fight, wasn't there to help peel for Deft and Mako. So Long got immediately onto the back line, forced the primary damage healer, Deft, that Callista, out of the team fight.
Yeah, and with Deft out of the team fight, you could see how Unlimited Potential scale it off. Was that 3 wards?
That was the triple ward?
Yeah, just in case one of them would be cleared, and the second one would be cleared, you've got a 3rd ward for backup. So that's Unlimited Potential actually, once again, up in kills and making the offensive play. Despite EDG trying to turn it, they were not able to succeed, and Unlimited Potential are going to take this top tier 1.
There is more gold in a sweeper's worth of wards in that wolf camp than the actual wolf camp. That's not actually true, but
90 gold. How much is the wolf camp worth?
75 for the big one, I believe.
Oh.
Or 60. I can't remember. I'm not a juggler.
One of the 2. Well, it also, if you have the upgraded shenanigans, the upgraded thing, it's totally breaking my mind.
That's
right
what
now.
I kill people with and smite my jungle camps with, shenanigans.
Yes. It's like, hey, his shenanigans are on cooldown. Go, go, go. He doesn't have shenanigans. Let's Dragon. Okay, back to the game at hand.
There was a line and you went too far.
Just one toe across the line. Just to see. Because sometimes the grass is greener on the other side of the line. I stuck my other toe on the other side of line. All right, 19 minutes, 15 seconds into the game. EDG versus Unlimited Potential. Unlimited Potential are up in kills, but EDG are up in objectives.
Yep, and this is actually, though, because we said that this is going to be the ruthless matchup, the skirmish matchup.
Yeah.
There hasn't been that much blood. I mean, EDG have been trying, but getting caught.
Yeah, a lot of picks coming out from Unlimited Potential, and so far it seems like their rotations have been keeping pace. Just like that, they closed the gold difference down to about a 500 differential between the two, and that's really not that big a number, as Unlimited Potential with the invade are going to clear out this pink ward and look to steal away the blue buff. All 10 members are gathered here, and the blue is secured by Punished.
And Unlimited Potential have just been doing a better job at grouping up, making sure they're all coming from the same side and being in position to look for these picks. EDG, especially in their last team fight, again, Clearlove wasn't on the right side of Def to really help establish peel for him. So EDG kind of caught with their pants down, haven't quite figured it out.
Yeah, very interesting. EDG, they're like, you know what? You steal our blue, we'll steal your blue. It's spotted out by the blue trinket. However, Pawn is going to secure that, and just like that, 1-for-1 in blues as EDG echo the rotation from Unlimited Potential and answer with one of their own.
Heart leading the charge, was looking for the heart engage there, doesn't find it.
He really was. He didn't have the heart for it. And with that, the red buff is secured now by EDG. There is another red buff for Unlimited Potential on their own side of the map. So despite the incredible contest over buffs, it's going to go 2 for 2 between the two.
Yeah, but just look at how much movement we've had around the map of everyone kind of chasing Unlimited Potential. They want to fight. They're looking for blood right now.
Yeah, you talked about some of the big item breakpoints, and it seems like we're just about hitting them.
Ooh, Urgot's going for Trinity.
He
Oh,
is
no,
indeed.
he's got a
That's
Kindle Gem.
Phage and a Kindle Gem. Black Cleaver Urgot?
Yep.
Ooh, exciting. How does that work? Kill people?
It's very much kind of how the armor pin is a big stat for Urgot. He's able to proc the Black Cleaver Shred very effectively.
I see. Oh, could be a bit of a pick setup by Mako and Def. They've got Fate's Call and Flash Tibber stun. And you can see Mako has got his Boots of Alacrity for the cooldown. Take a look at the wards right now. EDG have got a lot of wards as they're looking for picks. They don't want to take a solid 5v5. They want to destroy somebody.
They're playing with the Dragon Timer. That said, Unlimited Potential have very deep wards onto the mid lane, so they saw EDG rotate into the side of the map. They know Dragon is spawning in 1 second. Unfortunately, they don't have...
AoE comes across. It's only going to find Clearlove as Def takes some residual damage from Amy, who's going full tank right there. Knockup is going to find Pawn on the back line. They pull Clearlove right back in. He gets a good explosive cast, but doesn't have enough follow-up. Pawn uses the Destiny for vision. He's not going to be teleporting anywhere as long. Gets into the back line. He finds Deft and Mako, and Punish just does so much damage. Unlimited Potential are winning the fight. Pawn and Mako are alive, but they're going to end up running out of this one. Well, not unless Punished has something to say. Yeah, he lets Mako go and says, all right, you can live.
There are just not enough tools for EDG and not being used appropriately to get rid of all of the dive potential onto Callista and Pawn. Twisted Fate can only throw out his gold card so many times. It was a good cast, but there's no other line of defense for EDG to slow them down. Hecarim just running them over. Echo immediately jumping to the back line. That's the fight, and the Dragon and Unlimited Potential are looking to win this game.
Yeah, this is really great for Unlimited Potential. If they could take a win off of the best team in the world, that would be phenomenal for their confidence and definitely help them in their performance, as they are currently, again, in 10th place with only 4 points. Now, we're 23 minutes in. It is not beyond the realm of possibility for EDG to come back. If any team were to make a comeback, I would believe in EDG.
Especially because a lot of these LSPL teams, again, that's going to be Xiaoga and Unlimited Potential, tend to fall behind or make questionable decisions in the late game when it comes to terms of macro shot calling. That said, Hart is their primary shot caller. Obviously, a big veteran, one of the oldest players still playing the game. I think he's 28.
Ooh.
Yeah, from Samsung Blue.
That's pretty fantastic that he's still keeping up with just about everyone else. And
as if your age would inhibit your ability to play the game.
I mean, it is an excellent discussion.
I think also disproven that your age has anything to do with your reaction time.
Really? I wasn't aware of that.
Well, I mean, obviously at a certain age, you're probably just gonna...
I can still make Challenger.
It's available for me. I don't think you haven't made Challenger because of your reaction time.
Yeah. Well, actually, technically, I think I'm like Challenger 22 right now.
Yep.
Because I'm in silver.
Yep.
So just keep dropping the brackets.
Yep.
But we don't really care too much about my challenger score. Let's talk about these guys.
Let's talk about Unlimited Potential's warding again, because they just refreshed their mid lane ward, and I love that ward. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because the big power swing for them was that last dragon fight. And the reason that they didn't walk into that trap and they consolidated themselves and they went in together and Echo kind of led the charge, because again, he has that reset, so he's looking for the stun, is because they had a mid lane ward. So even though they didn't have the Dragon Pit warded itself, they had seen EDG travel, I'm not going to try for the bigger word, into that area and knew that they were there. And that's why it's important. When that mid-tier tower goes down, pro tip, ward right there, because that is a huge traffic point for teams making rotations around the map.
Yeah, especially with Pawn on that Twisted Fate, we can see he's going for a more defensive build now as he's finished his Athenes and opted for Azanya's Hourglass second, where Punished, on the other hand, is looking to make the most of this situation. A potential pick as they look to steal the blue, but EDG get it and get the heck out of Dodge.
And really what that Hourglass is going to allow Twisted Fate to do is to start team fights and use the Destiny more offensively. Because unfortunate for Pawn, I mean, that ultimate's really not going to help you in terms of a 5v5 team fight. It's not like in the middle. It's just Twisted Fate's going to be like, oh, Destiny, and then reposition himself just slightly to the left. It's more so for your pick potential as well as if you're playing around with Fog of War.
Yeah, we do have Unlimited Potential setting up some wards on the bottom side of the map as they look for something, though I'm not certain that's the right side. Actually, no, those wards are on the top side of the map. They have got a lot of deep wards in EDG's jungle, and EDG are actually relegated to staying in lanes right now as Unlimited Potential are setting up this roaming gank squad.
Pawn needs to be careful.
He does indeed, and his sixth sense is tingling. He makes it back under the tier 2 just fine, and Long catches a few minions for his trouble. They
didn't want to commit fully to the bottom side to ganking Pawn because EDG, they didn't have complete vision on them. They would have immediately ran to Baron, and the Baron speed for Kalista and Fizz is absurd. So that's why they decided not to commit on Pawn and rotate back towards mid.
Yeah, definitely is a possibility. We'll have to see if Unlimited Potential can keep sufficient wards on the Baron pit. Right now they have a pink very close to it. Actually, pink's on both sides of the pit, so if EDG go to clear some wards, then Unlimited Potential will know. But if EDG just rush the pit itself, they don't have any vision directly onto it. However, they've got enough wards in the jungle. So far, Unlimited Potential have got a minor gold lead. They're down in turrets, up in kills, and up in dragons. But we talked about how EDG's MO is if the game goes to late, we'll wait for you to make one mistake, and then we'll capitalize on it.
But that's with Koro. Now, Koro, the captain of EDG, the other top laner that's in rotation with Amazing J, is a big part of their incredible 5v5 power. Can play pretty much any champion, but just how he positions and how he acts as a frontline for Deft alongside Clearlove is what puts EDG over the top and makes them the best team in China. Amazing J obviously can have a great performance, but he's more janitorial assassin-like than Peel, even when he is playing those tanky champions like Gnar. So it's a different dynamic. And I'm really curious to see how he'll be able to hold up in a late game. Should Unlimited Potential be able to stall out that long? We are approaching that 30-minute mark, but more importantly, the Dragon will be spawning in 1 minute, and that's going to be the next big point of contention. We'll see if UP can either break this game open or if EDG will find the turn.
It's going to be especially difficult with Long diving into the back line. He's up an enormous amount of CS over Amazing J. He's already completed his 2 core defensive items on top of the Cinder Hulk. So with this, Long is going to be all over Deft and Mako in the back line, and it's really going to be tricky for Deft to stay alive, especially if you've got a level 15 going on level 16 Hecarim getting in there. Though the forward aggression from Unlimited Potential looks to try to find someone out of position. Pawn is under the tier 2, and he sees all of these people down here. But what's the trade-off on the opposite side? That's a Baron, my friends.
And this is what we were talking about when they initially rotated back towards the mid tower. That said, Long is in the area. He's going to be able to get there and stall them out long enough for UP to get in position.
Yeah, he does have Smite, drops the ward over the wall, decides to charge in. He comes a bit soon, but it's Kalista who picks it up. That's Edward Gaming who secure the Baron. Amy takes a fish while Long finds the Gragas on the backside, and EDG scatter.
Just the power of Kalista right there as the secondary, and in that case, primary Smite tool. Unfortunately for Long, he did get his challenging Smite off. I wasn't clear if it was on the Baron or a member, but not able to make that one come up. And UP, we talked about these LSPL teams. It's their late game macro shot calling that gets them into trouble and allows these more veteran teams to maintain their spot at the top.
That's exactly what we saw as Unlimited Potential went for aggression on the bottom lane, knowing that Dragon was high priority. They didn't place enough respect to EDG's ability to take the Baron, and with that, EDG now have got a pretty solid advantage. Lots of wards coming out. That's double pink to look for the invade, but they're going to be up against EDG with 3 members on that bottom tier 2 turret and a Baron, and Amazing J's even looking to split push in the top.
And finally, EDG also get control of the game as far as the gold is concerned. It's still incredibly slim, so Unlimited Potential, they may have fumbled the Baron. They're not out of this yet.
We'll definitely keep an eye on whether or not they're able to turn it around as Clearlove clears out these minions in the mid lane. Amazing J is going to catch farm in the top, but Long's already there to receive that wave, while Sketch continues farming here in the bottom. And we're starting to see some big discrepancies open up between these lanes. That is a 50 CS lead between Deft and Sketch.
Ooh, hold on.
Oh,
Destiny popped.
Yeah, it could be a potential pick as you've got Clearlove running down as fast as he can. Destiny spots them, and then he uses it to position himself slightly to the left.
I think he was just trying to figure out where they were.
He was like, hold on, kid.
Well,
I've got some maneuvers.
He was either looking for a pick to see if maybe they, separated from each other, or he was figuring out where they were to give Amazing J kind of any sort of direction. Obviously, if you figure out where the numbers are, you can split push accordingly. And this is what they've been doing, is they've been applying the Baron pressure in pretty much multiple lanes. Amazing J applied it into the top lane, got Hecarim to respond to the way he had built, then underneath EDG pressuring that bottom tier tower, moved into the mid lane.
Really speaks to the strength of EDG that despite the fact that team fights haven't been going their way, they're still up in objectives. They're still up in overall gold, especially now that they've secured that Baron. And Amy, looking for the blue steal, sees it going down over the wall, but Amazing J secures it and just hops out.
Their wave control has really been the primary difference in this game, allowing them to not only get the Baron, but to take free towers and free objectives. That said, their Dragon control has been less than stellar, and at 32 minutes in, when you have this many completed items, that first Dragon is so important because it is the multiplicative stacking of the AP/AD. Excuse me, scaling. Speaking of multiplicative, because everyone likes to use that word when Cinderhulk's brought up, that is a Trinity Force.
Yes,
Frozen Heart, the Flandre special, if you will, Fizz build on Amazing J.
Yeah, he actually does not have the smite. Opted that
32
flash
minutes
would be
in.
more important.
Doesn't have the smite.
Little interesting seeing how most Fizz would opt for the smite, but nope, that's Amazing J. Prioritizing the Trinity Force and Spectral Cowl as well. Now things are starting to slow down a little bit as Unlimited Potential continue to look for picks, continue to look for some sort of objective to find EDG and pick them out, but they just cannot do it.
Did you see what Amy just did?
I did indeed.
Yep, he used his ultimate. He backed and then quickly bought, and in the 4-second window, he pressed R and zipped himself back into the map using his ult very much like a teleport.
And just like that, with Amy already prepared to get back in, he's rearing and ready to go for more action. A completely different performance from Amy than the past, and I'm actually really happy to see him step up and perform on this Echo. Yeah, he hasn't really fit too much into the Cinderhulk meta, but things seem to be working out much better on
as
this
he has a Cinderhulk.
Echo. Well, yeah, but on you refer to the Cinderhulk meta not as the item itself,
as the
but
tanky.
Yes.
Yeah. Still relatively tanky, but obviously Echo is going to have more of a higher mechanical skill ceiling as opposed to, playing a Nunu.
Yeah.
And that has always been Amy's specialty, is these high mechanical skill ceiling champions like Lee Sin, like Kha'Zix.
Yeah, and we can see him catching some farm right now. What I actually want to talk about is Long. He's got an enormous CS lead over Amazing J. That's 76 CS, in addition to extra gold from those kills and assists. He is going to be doing some serious work. In early game, we talked about how important it would be for Unlimited Potential to get Long going, to get him ahead.
And he's really the primary threat and carry for UP right now against EDG, just because, again, hold on. Speaking of Long.
Fight breaks out. Deft is caught out here. Teleport coming in from Long. He's got the home guard. He is rushing into the back line, but decides it's a little bit too far, so he just decides to go forward. Might catch Mako, but the stun finds him first and just drops a ward.
Unfortunately, they don't have a wave, so they're looking for the hard engage. Doesn't connect.
Oh, man, and it's the EDG special right now.
The pawn split push.
Exactly. Unlimited Potential want to fight, and EDG, who aren't ready, say, we're going to punish you for being out of position. Even the Destiny Gate, he sees where everyone is coming, takes down the inhibitor turret, and then just jumps right out.
See ya, nerd.
Yeah, he gets the turret and backs away.
And immediately, as soon as all of the resources for an unlimited potential have committed to chasing Pawn, Amazing J is like, hey, you know how I can be super obnoxious if I run to the top lane?
Yeah, guess what's undefended right now? That top inhibitor turret. Now, Dragon's up in 40 seconds and Baron in a minute. Unlimited potential have got a brief window to take advantage of the lack of destiny.
They're really just giving them the runaround. So you have EDG positioned. Are they going to get caught?
Deft could be caught out here. He's taking some serious damage. He did already burn Flash. He uses the heal to try to keep himself alive, dodging some more damage, but he finally goes down. Long gets the kill while Punished and Sketch continue to run forward. They're going to try putting pressure on this mid-tier 2.
Unlimited potential were searching for something that they could grab hold of. They find Deft, and it may mean the tower as they're tanking this one up here. But EDG, as I was about to say, they're just effectively giving UP the runaround with their minion wave control and making different pressure points on the map. But great scramble for UP to come up with that Deft pick and transition into a tower. Yeah,
now Deft is still down for 20 seconds. Dragon number 4 has just spawned for unlimited potential. They could look for Pawn first. You can see the CC is going to try to find him over the wall. They flash for it. Instead, Pawn does burn the Zhonya's Hourglass, but he goes down. Sketch is the one who gets the kill. And EDG rush towards the Baron pit. Could this be a trade? Dragon number 4 for Baron? No. Deft isn't alive yet.
And the timing window is just quite not there. And since we are 36 minutes into this game, they're able to burn through that dragon, immediately rush towards the Baron to make sure that they get their defensive vision down. And just a really unfortunate timing window as EDG setting up a bit of a Fnatic brush.
Yeah, they're setting up a death bush here. You can see Deft shoving down in the mid lane. Once again, there was the Echo special as he gets into the mid. We got to come up with a neat name for that.
I'm terrible at naming things, hence Urgot's ultimate as Swippy Swappy.
Yeah, resets the Hourglass. No, that doesn't work. We'll figure it out anyway. But yes, Baron was a possibility. You saw EDG recognizing that fact. They decided to try to go for more of a cerebral play, setting up some wards, clearing vision around the pit, and then setting up a bait with that death bush. But unlimited potential, don't fall for it. They take their time, go nice and slow, and if Baron would have gone down, they would have seeded it, but instead, it's still on the map. And
let's talk about EDG. So we hype them up. They have carry positions from every single role. So what is happening for them right now? Why haven't they been able to take off against unlimited potential? Yes, UP have been doing a fantastic job in the early game, making sure that they were reacting accordingly to EDG, trading on picks when they could. But the primary thing is, yes, there's a lot of powerhouses on EDG, but their big #1 carry is Deft. And in these team fights, EDG have not been coordinated enough to keep Deft safe from the power and the dive potential of Echo, the reach of Victor, and the speed of Hecarim.
We do have a scary split push coming on right now. Looks like it's Amazing J splitting onto that Bear inhibitor. Unlimited potential are setting up for the Baron. There's the Destiny to spot it out, and Amazing J has his teleport. Unlimited potential back away. They can't quite make up their mind. Here's the teleport from Amazing J to get into the fight. He's coming right onto the field, so he actually dodges the AoE. Knockup comes out. This is a lot of damage. Can they burn through it? It's secured. Unlimited potential have the Baron, but they might just lose their lives for this. Long goes into the back line, but he's taken so much damage already. Sketch finds Pawn, but he's just not able to trade it out, and EDG looks like they're going to be the ones falling here. No, they're picking up more kills. Long finds Pawn on the backside. He is stuck in the Zhonya's, and Long, doesn't even get the kill. Pawn flashes the wall, and EDG are still on the chase here. Long looks for Amazing J. He's going to end up going down, but it's 2 versus 3 right now. Mako running for his life. He's almost certainly going to go down as Long. No, he gets CC locked. Amy's running low on mana. He dashes to Pawn on the backside, finally picks up the kill, and this is now 3 for 3. The Baron is almost completely not for worth here, but finally, it's a 3 for 4 in favor of unlimited potential.
Look at that horse. That horse is amazing. Long is unkillable right now. Even with the time spent waiting for the Zhonya's Hourglass, and eventually picks up Pawn in the back half of that. Just Hecarim. Hecarim. If he doesn't win MVP, if they get this game, I would be shocked. We are going to see the replay of this team fight. Long even gets the secure smite on the Baron, and this initially looks like it's going so well for EDG. Deft will fall fairly early into this team fight, but the big thing is just after all of the big ultimates and the big primary damage dealer, Callista, is down, there's zero answer for this Hecarim.
Yeah, and we can see that damage being so effective earlier on. Sketch, without anyone to protect or peel for him, ended up going down, and Amy just doing a great job with Long to help clean it up. With the extension here, you could see Long is so scary. Level 18, flash burn from Mako to try to run away, but you just cannot escape that deadly duo, the 2 stickers. So effective.
Would have been so much more devastating if Long hadn't or tunneled, excuse me, so hard on TF, Pawn, and he had stuck with his team. So a bit of a misplay there, but obviously you have 2 members on Baron. This horse is still unkillable. Trinity Force, Spirit Visage.
Yeah, he's getting closer and closer to that late game build. Bit of a siege coming down onto this bottom tier 2. Remember, it's 4 dragons secured for unlimited potential. The 5th one's going to be up in 2 minutes. That's why we see them sieging down here. Amy's trying to set up some AoE. Finds a slow, but decides not to commit to it.
And Deft continuing to look very uncomfortable on Callista.
Yeah, he's currently 1-3-5. He is 5.5 items into the game. Well, I guess 5 items as Long roams around the side. He's got his home guard teleport prepared, but decides it's more effective for him to be with the team. Flash hook finds Pawn. He insta-Zanyas as unlimited potential get onto the turret, but Pawn still goes down. Deft is on the backside. He breaks free of the suppression. Can he be the carry that his team needs right now? He's dancing around the back while the tanks are doing it out in the mid. He's just having such a hard time finding an opening as Clearlove and Mako are buying time, and really, it's more mobility than attacking as these attacks are being dished out left, right, and center. Amazing J is under the turret. Sketch is trying to remove him from the map. He's not going to succeed, but Deft is doing so much. There's the dive from Long. He doesn't find Deft as he flashes out. Clearlove looks like he might go down. The hook finds Deft. He's snared. If Deft could go down here, unlimited potential might just take this. They've got 3 kills. They've got 4 kills now, and they still don't have Baron buff anymore. They take the tier 2.
What a huge play from Hart right there. He found 2 massive dredge lines. The initial one, the flash to start the fight onto Pawn, and then he immediately follows it up on the back half of that team fight and finds Deft. And Deft, as Amazing J jumps into certain death.
Yeah, 1v4 here. He gets caught in the suppression, taking some damage from just about everyone. The ace secured. Unlimited potential have aced Edward Gaming. They take down the inhibitor turret and look for the inhibitor itself. Pawn has respawned. He doesn't have home guard. The inhibitor goes down.
Deft is tickling them. I actually think that he's healing them. Callista is doing 0 damage to the tank line of unlimited potential. We're going to get a replay. This is crazy. So there's the huge engage from Hart right there. Pawn does a great job, obviously Zanya hourglassing, but this is immediately deleted from the map as the Victor ultimate falls on him. And just look at how many free hits that Deft is getting into this backline and how elongated this fight is, but it doesn't matter. He's not doing any damage to them.
Yeah, he had 2 auto attacks just now, and you can see he's really not finding any way to trade it back. A quick pick is going to find Pawn. Amazing J is also dead, and Hart is going to be traded over 1-for-1. Now, Dragon number 5 has spawned. Amazing J doesn't have teleport. This is going to be secured by unlimited potential. Mako running to the pit as fast as his short little Annie legs can carry him, but he can't make it. They secured Baron. They secured Dragon number 5. The bottom inhibitor is down. Unlimited potential are striving to win this game.
Hope you're ready for Mako to be 17-2 on Annie.
Oh boy. That could be a bit troublesome. Long clears the minion wave so fast. He is completely full item right now. So scary. You can see Punish. He got deleted in the last fight before he was able to get some pretty effective damage across. We'll definitely see if he can have more effect in the next fight, if he is going to be peeled for successfully, or if it's just going to be Long once again.
EDG said it themselves. Clearlove, there's weaker synergy with Amazing J. The team's not as comfortable playing with him. And when the primary carry and the guy who's showing up is the top laner for unlimited potential, and he's not facing your starting top laner, Koro, things are going sideways. And yes, Amazing J is a fantastic player, but his scoreline, not the greatest for this game. 3-5-3, while Long sits on 9-1-9. This guy is massive.
Yeah, he is so huge. You can see he's up 112 CS. They don't have Baron. That's up in a minute, but still rocking Baron 5. They are so set up for this siege as they rush on down.
Who has 100% kill participation? It's Amy.
Oh, Amy showing up really strong on the jungle echo, going full tank. Very effective. Now, that remaining tier 2 goes down. Super minions are pushing down in the bottom, and Baron is up on that side of the map. This looks like unlimited potential are very prepared to be taking this game.
Speaking of miracles, EDG needs a miracle to win this one. That is the
oh man, there's the Echo recall again. Echo location!
Oh my god.
It's it!
Echo relocation?
Hey, that's also a good one, but not as good as mine.
I'm sorry.
The siege begins as they're looking for so much damage onto this inhibitor turret. They're not able to find it just yet as minions are shoving all across the map, and Unlimited Potential are poised to take this game. They've still got about another 1.5 to 2 minutes of that dragon buff, so let's see if they can make use of it.
Ooh, I would love if this came down to a massive 5v5. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay.
Explosive.
Baron's up in 4 seconds, naturally.
Yeah.
There it goes immediately the the Destiny Gate to figure out where they are. The problem is that EDG are walking in effectively blind. Hopefully the Destiny timer was long enough that they're able to push forward here with the Callista Spectre and lay down some wards so they don't have to walk into this situation.
Yeah, Long looking for a pick right now.
And then it's also the bottom wave. So this is the big thing. Unlimited Potential just need to be patient here. They're waiting for that massive super creep wave to push in because there's no inhibitor there and force EDG to make a decision. Either you check into us blind, like Clear Love is doing on Long right now, or you lose your base.
Stunned. Yeah, he takes a bit of damage from Deft, who is now full item. Does have that Quicksilver, can upgrade it to a Mercurial, but does still do some pretty solid damage now to Long. But like you mentioned, he just wasn't able to get out enough damage in that last team fight. The super minions make it onto the Nexus turrets down in the bottom lane. And
they're pinging the towers. They know. We just need to sit here. We just need to make sure that there's no option available for them. Make sure that they can't recall, let their base die.
Clear Love taking some punishment right here. He's pulled in. The Suppress tries to throw him into the team, but he's not able to find it. Mako is caught out of position, but he makes it out. Amazing J teleport home guarded in. Pawn is shoving down the mid lane for some reason. And EDG are trying to put Unlimited Potential on the back foot, catch them out with something weird, but Unlimited Potential aren't falling for it. They might just lose a Nexus turret here. Destiny Gate is used. Amazing J's in the front line. The stun doesn't find anyone, as that was the big damage coming out from Long. Deft trying to bring Long low. He's actually got super low health here, so he's going to have some difficulty getting into the back line. There's the depth charge onto Deft. Can he stay alive? He tries to cleanse to reduce some CC, but his tank line is going down. He flashes away. Punished is continuing to chase him. He does so much damage, and he has removed Deft from the map. Amazing J or Pawn are the only ones still alive. Amazing J could be caught here as Long chases him. Amy finds him. That's 4 members dead. Pawn could be chased down, but this is all 5 members of Unlimited Potential still alive.
That's the game.
Yeah, the inhibitor is still up in the bottom lane, so they're going to have to clear through at least one inhibitor. Punish doesn't even care that there's an inhibitor turret. It's 50 seconds before those members are still back up.
A massive wave behind them, one coming in. Those are 50-second death timers. This is Unlimited Potential taking a game off of EDG.
Yeah, Nexus turret number 1 going down. Nexus turret number 2 going to be going down here. They're on the Nexus itself. Unlimited Potential ending EDG's spree. They just beat the best team in the world.
Oh my goodness, and completely on the back of Long. We talked about how EDG, the only other game that they've lost was against Vici Gaming. They ended up splitting the set. It was with Amazing J on the roster. If there's a time to strike, look at the smiles on the face.
Yeah, I know.
If there's a time to strike, it's with Amazing J. EDG just were not comfortable enough, and Unlimited Potential, their team fighting was perfect.